And now back to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM.
All right, welcome back to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. For part 2, I have Mrs. Linda Willey. I'm so sorry, I messed up already. She is from the UAMS. Okay, Scmieding Caregiver Training Program, which is they have an office here in Jonesboro.
Yes, ma'am.
And can you tell us where you all are located?
We're at 303 East Matthews, upstairs, Suite 201, I believe it is, under the Center on Aging,
Okay.
UAMS Center on Aging.
Okay, and so today we're going to be talking about an upcoming event that I'm very happy to discuss because my family has had to utilize, the service before. It's a program, it's a free community program to train family caregivers.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so tell us a little more about this program.
Okay. I'll tell you a little bit about the history if we have time.
Yes, ma'am.
The way we got our name is from Mr. Scmieding, Lawrence Scmieding. He was in northwest Arkansas. He was a potato farmer in one of the nation's largest produce companies. His brother, who was a partner with him, fell ill and had dementia and Alzheimer's, and he couldn't get competent caregivers into the home. So this is where it stemmed from.
Okay.
And then Donald W. Reynolds picked us up with a grant, and that was under UAMS's guideline. With the grant, this is our last, it was a 5-year grant. Our last grant was a 5-year ending grant, which they are exiting the state. But we still have money to produce or to take out family caregiver workshops to the community. And this particular workshop is on dementia. We do two, one on physical skills, our caregiver skills, and this one is on dementia. It is from 11 to 3 o'clock, and with that we teach behaviors, triggers, just exactly the description or the description of dementia and Alzheimer's, the difference between them. We also do a lot of the behaviors is the big issue, and how to communicate with the person with dementia. And we were just talking about, them not knowing their family, and we hear this all the time. It's a sad situation. There is no cure for it at this moment. So that's the bad thing. But the good thing is there's education out there to train caregivers or to teach caregivers how to communicate with their loved ones.
I'm glad you mentioned that there's a difference between dementia and Alzheimer's. We, as a society, tend to clump those two together.
Yeah.
So can you give us briefly kind of a description of the difference?
I always say that dementia is the symptom. So like if we have a sneeze or a cough, that could be the symptom of a cold or the flu or several things. So dementia that is the symptom of Alzheimer's disease, of Lewy body dementia, of heart disease, vascular dementia, which entails heart disease, strokes, and diabetes.
Wow. So
a lot of people don't know that if you have diabetes, that a lot of times it can develop into the symptoms of Alzheimer's or dementia.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of research that we need to really tap into.
Absolutely.
Oh, my goodness. This is my first time actually hearing that, so I feel slow that I'm just now, knowing this, so I need to have I've been in Jonesboro under the Scmieding classes for 10 years.
Okay.
We've tried to advertise, but if it doesn't affect you, then you overlook that.
Yes, ma'am.
So we have usually a smaller group from 10 to maybe 20 people in our workshops. We would love to have a larger group.
Okay.
You would think tons of people would come, but a lot of times they're faced with taking care of their loved ones.
Yes, ma'am.
And it's hard to get away or to get somebody to watch them, or
trust somebody
Yes,
to watch them, or you don't want to be a burden on somebody else to watch them while you get the education.
Yes, ma'am. That's one thing that I know that my family went through is my great aunt was able to stay with her own children until it got to the point where she had to go to a nursing home. But before then, they were determined to keep her in a home setting where she was more comfortable.
Right.
And so it did become stressful, and they had to each take breaks, and I'm not going to get into too many details, but I'm sure that there are other families that can relate to this as well.
And we're blessed to have a staff that this is our mission, because all of us have been inundated with Alzheimer or dementia. My mother had dementia, vascular dementia. My mother-in-law had Alzheimer's. Also, the staff that I work with, they've had mothers and grandmothers that have had it. So we're real passionate. This is our mission. We're passionate about teaching. This is a job that we all love to do. It's a sad job. It's kind of bittersweet. But I believe that education is a great tool for us. If you're not educated, say, to the triggers in communication and behaviors. So if you say the wrong thing, if you don't get into their world, if you try to conform them to your world, that sets off triggers, and we can't do that with Alzheimer's or dementia.
Wow, and so these are some things that you're going to cover
Yes,
in
ma'am.
the workshop.
Absolutely.
And my mind is just like all over the place right now, thinking, not realizing that there are things externally that are quote unquote normal, can do to trigger some type of reaction we don't want to see happen.
Right, absolutely.
So can you, without giving away too much of what's going to happen at the training program, can you tell us just a little bit?
Yes. For instance, if they ask about their husband,
Okay.
and he had passed away 10 years ago, so the old school was to bring them to reality, but that only agitates them. So you need to kind of turn the communication a little different and say, tell me about your husband.
Okay.
Or we call it therapeutic fibbing. You don't want to out and out lie, because a lot of times we get caught in our lies and they won't trust you anymore. But you can kind of avert the situation. So if they ask you have you seen your dad today? No, I was in a hurry to get to work and I didn't see Dad today. Or when was or you might ask, what do you remember about Dad? Why did you love Dad? Or why do you love Dad? Or he was so handsome, and get them to talk about the father and stuff.
So redirecting the conversation.
Absolutely, redirecting.
Instead of making it seem like that person is still in existence, it's still alive, if they're no longer living. Okay. Have you seen issues where the person that is dealing with dementia or Alzheimer's have, say, lost children or are divorced, and they're still having that same mind frame that they're still attached to?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. If that was, maybe their marriage was really memorable when they were younger, maybe right out of high school. We see that with our parents or grandparents. And so that was a good memory for them, and they've all of a sudden that memory of the bad times have gone away.
Okay.
Or we see people, patients that they may be married, but they don't recognize that they're married anymore. So they may want that dating period or things. That's very interesting too.
Oh, wow. Now, at this event, this program, this training, how many spaces are available?
Probably 20.
20 spaces?
Yes,
okay.
ma'am.
And then I ran across a post on Facebook, just so happened to be scrolling, and I saw this post and I screenshot it so I can remember it. You are providing lunch as well?
Yes, ma'am. We're providing lunch.
Okay. And do individuals need to register in advance?
Yes. So we'll have, we can let the vendor that's providing our lunch know how many's going to be there, for one thing.
Okay. And again, this is on Wednesday.
This is on Wednesday.
And it's from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m.
Yes.
And what's the location?
It is 303 East Matthews
Okay, so it's your
Suite.
office.
Yes, it's
Okay.
going to be at our office. I will say this: if there's a community out there that may want us to come to a church, we're versatile.
Oh.
We will go to churches or community centers. We take our programs out. And we love to do that too. So
that would be very awesome. We have several community centers within the city that I'm not going to say they go underutilized, but I feel that we could incorporate a variety of more programs.
Right.
Like you said, people may not be able to come between the 11 to 3 time period. They may have a 5 to 7 in the evening. Are you willing to do evening?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. So for some of those that work through the day that don't get off until 5 or maybe 6, maybe an evening something would be better for them.
And we also provide a support group through our office, and they can call and get some information about that, and it is in the evening.
Okay, and what is the phone number to your office?
It is 207
95
or 7595.
7595.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so, and again, this is the UAMS Scmieding Center, Caregiver Training Program. Is that the name that's on the building?
It is Center on Aging that's on the building.
Oh, Center on Aging, okay.
We're working on that, new signs.
Okay.
It's UAMS.
UAMS,
Yes.
okay. UAMS provides a lot of programs all across the state of Arkansas.
Mm-hmm. We actually have 7 sites. The Center on Aging has 7 sites in Arkansas. And so we all provide the same, it's different time frames, but we all provide the same education.
And please give us a website for those that may be interested in, looking up more information about you and scheduling some other programs. Can you give us your website?
Yes, it's
www.arcaregiving.org. Okay. So I really encourage everyone to go onto your website, go onto the computer and go to the website, www.arcaregiving.org. I looked around the website myself, so it's very user-friendly. Several different tabs with information. And there's also a listing of the locations. I know I saw Hot Springs in Little Rock for sure. I'm sorry, I can't remember the other.
El Dorado, Texarkana, and then Springdale has one. Hot Springs has one.
Okay.
And Pine Bluff.
And Pine Bluff. Okay. All right. You're tuned in to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. I'm speaking with Mrs. Linda Willey from the UAMS Scmieding Caregiver Training Program. Again, we're talking about a free community event that's coming up on this coming Wednesday, 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. There's about 20 spaces available. Lunch will be provided, but you must register in advance. Now, where do people go? Do they call the office to register?
Yes, the number that I gave.
207-7595. And if you're outside of the city of Jonesboro, don't forget to dial 870. But please make plans to go to this event if you are the caregiver of someone that is suffering or living with dementia or Alzheimer's. Now, what is the other program? You mentioned the other program, which was physical skills.
Yes, caregiver skills. And oddly enough, that's not as successful as the dementia workshop.
Really?
And I guess people have been transferring their patient for all these years, and maybe they don't want to know the proper way. But we teach all the new aids that are out there to help with, to help the caregiver in the home with their patients, like canes, walkers. There's pivot transfer devices. There's all kinds of devices out there.
I would love to see that class full. Whenever you have one again, we would love to have you back on to discuss it and promote it so that hopefully more people will sign up. I have, just by way of scrolling, in the internet or other social media pages, I've seen those devices where you put in their bed or they lay on, and it just helps relieve, it keeps the caregiver from getting hurt.
Right, absolutely.
And it keeps the patient from getting hurt as well.
You know, if the caregiver gets hurt, who's going to take care of the patient?
Yes.
So we teach you the proper techniques on how to bathe, how to do all kinds of things, and maybe tips that would speed it up. You don't want to spend all morning bathing someone, and when you have other things that you need to be doing for that patient.
Yes, ma'am. All right, so going back to dementia and Alzheimer's, you talked about triggers. What about just their everyday routine? Will you cover some of that in the training program?
Yes, we do cover the routine, everyday routine. Also, we cover caregiver stress. So that's a big issue too, on how not to get stressed out. Some little tips that may, just a little breather, that may give you 5 seconds where your anxiety level may be taken down a notch or two. Your blood pressure and your heart rate may be taken down. Okay,
so I would love to see this class for. Again, this is I don't have the exact title, but it's a free community caregiver training
workshop.
Caregiver workshop. Again, that is this coming Wednesday, August 22nd, yes, from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. And the discussion this month is going to be on dementia. Yes. And what, just dementia and Alzheimer's, or?
Yes, we break down the different diseases or for that dementia. That dementia is a symptom of.
Okay, and I'm sure there are other people like myself that had no clue what other health issues dementia was linked to. So yes. I would really encourage everyone to go out. If you have a family member with early signs, please consider going to this program. And as Mrs. Linda mentioned, there's no cure, but has there been adequate research done as to the causes?
Yes, and we will go over those in the class. Yes, there's one particular there's several causes of dementia, but then when we zone into the Alzheimer's, we will talk about that.
All right. So maybe if I can ask you a yes or no question. When it comes to dementia or Alzheimer's, are there things that we can do with our elderly family members to, I hate to say prevent, prolong, things we can do to help keep their mind active and sharp? Well,
one of the things we teach is there's no cure for Alzheimer's, but there are things that we can help along or prevent. So if you have diabetes or high blood pressure or high cholesterol, you need to stay on top of all of that, because if we let that go, then a lot of times there's no oxygen to the brain. So that's why we want the diabetics to stay on their diet, to exercise, to keep their mind, the oxygen going to their mind and stuff. So cholesterol is the same way. We don't want any blockages, because that keeps the blood flow and the oxygen going to the brain. So those are things that we talk about in the class too.
Now, do you try to reach out to doctors? This is just new to me, and I don't ever recall a doctor ever having this conversation about, so here are the risk factors of having high blood pressure and diabetes and having a stroke or high cholesterol. These are dementia is another aspect of that if you don't take care of it and keep it.
Well, we all know that we need to be educated about our disease if we have one of those diseases. So those are questions you can ask your doctor, and he would give you the answer.
Wow.
There also are a number of geriatricians in both hospitals, and some that are just neuropsych who talk about this, and that doesn't take them away from their primary physician. It just kind of helps educate you with it. So it's just an added addition.
This is really awesome. So everyone, please have these discussions with your doctors. If you have family members that live in rural areas who don't have the same access to information as you do, you need to be that advocate for them as well.
Absolutely.
For that person.
Absolutely.
I've had the discussion with other individuals about how can we increase access to individuals who live in areas or who don't have access to, certain information. So we're going to have to stop right there for just a moment, take a quick break. You're tuned in to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM, and we'll be right back after these announcements. I want to say good morning to Miss Maddie Warren and Mrs. Christy Mathis-Conway. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. We'll be right back.
We're back with Money Matters. I'm Alfred Edmond Jr. According to recently released figures from the U.S. Department of Agriculture, a middle-income family with a baby born in 2013 will spend more than $245,000 to raise that child to age 18. It's important to remember that having a baby is a financial decision, and it's critical to plan accordingly. Couples who are considering starting a family need to be serious about financial planning, beginning with a well-thought-out budget and a game plan for how they will approach spending, saving, and investing decisions as a team. That includes plans to save for college tuition before the baby arrives. This way, you're more likely to be prepared for that bundle of joy, as well as the price tag that comes with raising her. I'm Alfred Edmond Jr. for Money Matters, a product of American Urban Radio Networks.
Money Matters is made possible by the Jonesboro Alumni Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, a nonprofit organization dedicated to uncompromising commitment to communities, service, leadership, empowerment. www.jonesboroalumnidst.org.
Money Matters is brought to you by the Gears Foundation, a nonprofit organization providing students with assistance in their academic and career pursuits. Gears Foundation on Facebook, Gears_Inc. on Instagram, and the Gears Foundation at gmail.com.
Money Matters is brought to you by Bancorp South, offering checking, savings, loans, credit cards, and wealth management. 5 locations in Jonesboro to serve you. www.bancorpsouth.com or 870-972-9800.
KLEK thanks C.J. Pepper and the staff of Life Strategies Counseling Incorporated for helping people through hard times in life such as depression, family issues, stress, abuse, and more. They offer counseling and therapy for all ages, individuals, families, and groups. They are located at 1217 Stone Street. Phone number 1-866-972-1268 or online at lscihelp.com.
Stark's Auto Plaza at 2829 Red Wolf Boulevard is a proud KLEK supporter, offering luxury pre-owned vehicles sold wholesale to the public. At Stark's, we never say no. 870-203-9980. Details at starksautoplaza.com.
The Mu Omicron Lambda chapter of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated was established on January 1st, 1977, originally serving Blytheville, Arkansas, and now serving Jonesboro, Blytheville, Osceola, Marion, and West Memphis, Arkansas. Today, the chapter continues to make an impact by focusing on Alpha's national community outreach initiatives such as My Brother's Keeper, A Voteless People is a Hopeless People, Go to High School, Go to College, Project Alpha, Boy Scouts, and the March of Dimes. The Mu Omicron Lambda chapter of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated is committed to Alpha's mission of developing leaders, promoting brotherhood and academic excellence, while providing service and advocacy to the community. More information about the Mu Omicron Lambda chapter of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated is available at MOL Alphas on Facebook or via email at molalphas@gmail.com.
Support for KLEK is brought to you by...
It's the 7th Annual Legendary Blues Festival, Saturday, September 1st, downtown Helena, Arkansas, featuring live and outrageous Millie Jackson. Keep the whole fire burning. The legend is coming, Millie Jackson. And on the same stage, the bad boy of Southern Soul, TK Soul. Comedian Mr. Green and many more. The Motorcycle Roundup tickets at force3radio.com.
The McDaniel Law Firm, 400 South Main Street in Jonesboro, is a firm believer in justice and equality for the minority community. The McDaniel Law Firm has fought for our rights for over 44 years. The McDaniel Law Firm offers legal help for wrongful death as well as trucking and automobile accidents. Bobby and Brett McDaniel are available for a free consultation at 870-336-4747 or at www.mcdaniellawyers.com.
The Epic Center, located at 1899 Hasbrook Road, County Road 333, is Jonesboro's newest venue for entertainment for the entire family. They offer an auditorium with theater-style seating for up to 1,100 guests, a large stage, professional lighting and sound, dressing rooms, concessions, and more. Available for weddings, concerts, pageants, birthday parties, showers, and more. Booking and other information is available at Epic Center Jonesboro on Facebook, epiccenterjonesboro.com, and at 870-530-5841.
This portion of KLEK programming can be made possible by your business. Your support will help in educating, entertaining, and empowering the community by supporting local talent, serving the community you love, and providing information on issues you care about from a different perspective. Call 870-203-9951 or visit klekfm.org to learn how we can help connect you more with the community, or visit us at 1411 Franklin Street. KLEK 102.5 Jonesboro, educating, entertaining, and empowering the community.
And now back to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM.
All right, welcome back to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. My special guest for the second half is Mrs. Linda Willey from UAMS Scmieding Caregiver Training Program, which is located at 303 East Matthews. And what's the suite number?
201.
Suite 201. All right, so this last segment, I'm going to let Mrs. Linda wrap up some information that we didn't cover. So go ahead and take it away.
There are in the United States 78 million baby boomers. Those are people that are born between the years 1946 to 1965. There's 10,000 of them that turn 65 every day. So one thing they know about Alzheimer's and dementia is the longer we live, the greater chance we have of getting that. In Arkansas, there's 452,000 family caregivers, just in Arkansas.
Oh, wow.
And they get, there's unpaid caregiving hours of $4.7 billion. So that's you taking care of your family member, but you're not getting paid for it. So then if you multiply that by the average, what the average caregiver makes, or professional caregiver, then you've got an astronomical amount of money there. One thing caregivers, in my opinion and what I've seen doing the workshops and stuff, they need to know when to let go. We kind of think that we're the only person to take care of our mother or to take care of our dad. We're the only one that can do that. And we advocate that there are people that might come in and just sit with them from our churches or the community or our neighbors that might come in and give us a little break sometimes. There are people out there that might do that for the caregivers. And also when we do the caregiver workshop, we have several pages of resources in our community that can be utilized, and a lot of people don't know these resources.
Wow, thank you so much for that. So if you are a member of a church or organization that would love to have Mrs. Linda and her staff come out to see you all and provide these training programs for you, please reach out to their office. And so please give us that phone number one more time.
It is 207-7595.
All right, and they'll be happy to set something up with you that meets your time frame.
Yes, and we do other education too. I mean, there's falls. We talk about falls, hunger, the hunger programs and stuff with, I don't do those programs, but we have other staff members that do it. That's astronomical in the state of Arkansas. Older adults that go hungry and stuff. So there are other programs we can do. Absolutely, we would love to do that.
All right, and again, their website is, what's your website?
www.arcaregiving.org.
And you can click on the various tabs and find out this information. Is there a way to contact you all for whatever topic someone is interested in on the website? Yes,
absolutely. Usually we put it on our calendar, but also call our office. And we can send out flyers and information over emails and all the programs that we do.
All right, well, we hope to get your numbers up soon. We hope that we can get as many people interested and come out and participate, or have you come to them to host one of their programs. So I want to thank you so very much for joining us today, and thank you everyone out there listening. Have a great day.
Thank you for listening to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM, a program focusing on the people working to make the Jonesboro community a better place while offering viewpoints from all sides of the issues. The views expressed in this program are those of the participants and do not necessarily reflect the views of KLEK 102.5 FM, the voice of Arkansas Minority.